Hey everybody, Brandon here coming to you again today from the channel. Got a little series of videos here I'm going to be putting together where I'm talking about painting speed versus detail. So we're going to have a look at some of my process of creating some of these paintings that I do and making that decision between how fast I'm trying to get the project done versus how much detail I'm trying to put into the work. So I want you to see the difference of what I'm doing, the techniques I'm using, the brushes, etc. when you're making that decision of, is this a project I want to put a lot of detail in, something I'm trying to get done quickly, and how do I go about doing that? So I've just started this journey in 2017, so I got started a little bit later in life for myself. So use that maybe as an encouragement if you're older and you're like, I'm just getting into painting, or hey, if you're young, get on it now, and then maybe you'll be way ahead of the game where I was at that stage. But I just started doing this in 2017, and behind me I'm going to show you two things real quick. This is the second painting that I did overall in 2017 when I first started, and if you've watched much TV painting series, you can probably tell where that inspiration came from. This is the second thing I ever did, and I'll be honest with you, that is a very quick to do painting right there. You probably could pull that one off easily in the 30-minute window or less now. There's not a large amount of detail in here if you're going to really dig into it, but there's just enough shadow and highlight, on these trees and everything to pull off the desired effect. And that painting right there was done in oil paints, 2017. Same year, probably 3 or 4 paintings later, I moved over to acrylics. And here I've attempted to do a lot more individual like leaf detail in there. You can see in here there's a lot more going on in this area that I tried to put in there. So moving from this, which is done very quickly, to this, which took me a lot more time, there's differences in technique there. You can use either one of the mediums here, oil or acrylics, to do what I'm going to be showing you today. But I wanted to give you an idea of where this started for me. So that's like painting number 2, probably painting number 5. 2 different mediums. But let's have a look at what I've got going on to create these images, and let's take a look at that now. So what I have here beside me is just a 16 by 20 canvas, and we're going to take a look at what I'm doing when it's coming to, am I painting with some speed, trying to get something done fast, or am I trying to put in a lot of detail? First thing I'm going to have in consideration here if I'm going quickly is my brush size. So I'm going to be starting with some larger brushes here, maybe a 2-inch brush like this, probably at least a 1 inch, maybe 1.5 or whatever. Cover a lot of territory quickly to get a lot of paint on the canvas. So let's have a look at what I'm going to do here to try to get maybe what we'd say a tree line or just some trees on the canvas. Alright, so if I want to do a whole row of trees back here, or just want to do one big tree, doesn't really matter. Technique would look the same. If I'm using a large brush like this, I'm going to lay in my dark color first, or my shadowed color, whatever it is. So if this is going to be some kind of green leafy tree, I'm just going to go into whatever green value I've got. I'm going to darken it down pretty heavily with, maybe a little bit of black or brown or something. So I'm making a real deep, dark green shadowed color. And I always operate from dark background with lighter highlight on top of it. So if I've got a nice dark color of green, let's just see what we've got right here on this large brush, and I just mash it in there however I want to do it. Again, this can be a large group of trees, it could be one single big tree I'm putting in here, doesn't really matter. I've just created a blob on the canvas is all I've done at this point. Now I can make that any size I want, but you'll notice in here where I'm just smashing that brush in there, there's a little bit of mix of the dark and the light already in there just because I touched some green onto that brush, put some black in there on it, some brown in there on it, smashed it in there. Now, using the same brush to create my highlights on top of that, all I'm going to do now is, instead of doing a dark value of green, and let me just touch the rest of that kind of wet paint in there. I will put my highlight color in here. So maybe I've got that same green, and maybe I put something like a little bit of yellow ochre or something in with it. So in doing that, I've just lightened my green up with some highlight. And I can come right back in on top of what I have just done and touch in, starting on that top corner, a layer of highlight. And this key here is don't kill all the dark, right? So leave some gaps, some space. So you touch in your highlight color. And you can start to see here we're creating already what looks like some kind of a tree, right? You can come in here and add, you know, a tree trunk in there, so you'd pull some brown up maybe, and you would draw up in here. You could create some highlight on that. This right here, very fast technique, not tons of detail, but at the end of the day, when you step away from that painting, you can say, yeah, there's a tree there, I've got some highlight in there. And you know, if you wanted to keep brightening up certain areas, you just go into that highlight color and just touch it in some specific places maybe. And there you go. Very fast, simple technique. Now, if I wanted to create a similar tree but do a lot more detail, what I'm going to do is maybe even start with that same process of my dark background, right? So I'll come over here. I want it even darker than that, let's say. So there's me another starting blob. But if I want to make a more detailed looking tree here as opposed to that, I'm going to switch brushes to something that's maybe a little finer. So this is just an angled brush, about a 1/2 inch, something I got a little more control over. I've got a pointy tip on one side and I still got a flat on it. So I can go into my same highlight color that I was using before, which is, let's just say it's green with some yellow ochre thrown in there. And now with this different brush, I can come in here and literally tap in very individual with that tip leaf highlight areas. So I can start to create a far more detailed look, starting at the top where the most light would hit, right? And then I'm tapping in very individual shapes, textures of leaves that are catching some light, which is the top corner of this brush. And you can start to form out very specific areas of this tree where there's limbs doing different things, and extends them all, you know, off to the side here where your sky would be showing through. And you can already see that this process here is going to take more time than what we just did there to the left. But ultimately, if you want to create something that is a lot more detailed, then that's what it takes. It takes more time. And you can start to separate out very specific parts of this tree, whatever you want to do to it. Again, another key is not to cover up all of your shadow that's in there. You have to leave that in order to create the desired three-dimensional look, effect. Now in this scenario, I'm probably going to create a little more limb and trunk structure than I would over here. So I may go in here and start to draw out just some individual limbs in there that you can see, especially when I start to define out certain areas of this tree that are obvious branches sticking out from one side to the other. I'll finish that look in the detail by drawing out those limbs and branches in there in places that they would be visible. So this is switch brushes, something with a lot more control, something with finer tips to it, and taking time to individually tap in but hopefully you get an idea pretty quickly there of fast technique versus more detail, and understand what I'm doing there on my trees. So if you're just trying to knock something out quickly, large brush, shadow color, highlight. If you're trying to get way more detailed, you're going to come over here. And then this right here might be a multiple step process, because you may come back in with 2 or 3 different highlight passes and really pick out some individual stuff that you feel is, okay, this area right here is coming out, catching more light, and really fine tune this thing. And this kind of painting here is where you as the artist just have to decide, okay, what level of detail am I after? How much do I really want to throw in here before I just call it's done at the end of the day? Because you can definitely get carried away, in my opinion, but you can see really quickly here that similar technique, different brushes. This is going to be more time consuming, but if that's what you're after, is that detail at the end of the day, then maybe that's what you want. That's how I do my trees in most of my landscape works. That same idea applies though no matter what it is I'm painting in the scene. So let's just say you're doing rocks, for instance, right? So if you're doing rocks and you're doing rocks quickly, you just basically get you some dark, some brown and some black, and you throw it in there, create some individual areas of whatever your rock is doing, and you're not really concerned at this point about any detail. Obviously you're just blobbing in a dark figure. Alright, trying to do this fast, same thing, just grab you some highlights. So in this case maybe I'm just going to grab some white there with some brown, and don't get too carried away with mixing it on the brush, just kind of glob it on there. And then you literally just come to the top of these things and you just hit. And depending on how much you've mixed that paint on the brush would determine just how much highlight you get on the top of that rock. Okay? Don't get carried away with mixing it on the brush and just kind of touch it on there. There you go. Very fast, very quick. Now if I'm trying to get a little more detailed version, and I'm just using the same brush here just to show you this because we're not making huge rocks at this point, but I would start with my same dark rock shape, right? Whatever that is, black, brown, dark red, doesn't matter, whatever you want it to be. Now to get a more detailed look in here, I'm going to have to maybe use the smaller portion of the tip of this, and I'm going to have to take a little bit more time, and I'm going to have to probably do multiple layers of highlight. So my first pass of highlight, I'm going to just lighten up that mix I've been using right there, and I'm going to come in here on the top and I'm going to start to define out exactly what I want this rock to look like from the top down. And this is going to be again, multiple highlight pass layer, because one of them on high level of detail is probably not going to get it done for the look that I'm after. So my first pass in here, I'm going to start to shape this out, and maybe this section of the rock, see, I can define it comes kind of in front of that one, and then maybe there's another little shelf on this rock here that I want to start to define out right in there. This is getting me started in the direction that I'm headed. Now, being acrylics at this point, I would probably just let this dry for a minute and then come back and layer over it. If you look a little closer at this point, what I've done here, this fast pass just scraped some highlight color across the top just to create illusion we've got rock. And over here, I have started to actually define that rock shape out a little bit. Now I can mix color up here, so maybe I go, since we've been using yellow ochre, maybe I'll bring yellow ochre now into my highlight color. So some yellow ochre in with some white. Say this rock's got something growing on it, who knows what it is. And I can really start to define areas of this rock. I can create shelves in this rock. I can create different cracks. I can create all sorts of things in there if I'm willing to take the time to put them in place. So you're probably going to move to smaller brushes. You're going to be more thoughtful about the shape you're creating. And maybe you just kind of let it develop and see where it goes. But the point is, you are going to take a lot more time doing it this way, but you're going to create a much more detailed rock with individual areas of character on it that otherwise would not be visible in your painting or present in your painting if you didn't take the time to do it and put them in there. So you can see here, we've created a lot more interest in that rock and some stuff going on. And you may take numerous passes of highlight to get this done, because you can do anything you want at this point. You want to put some green moss in there on it, you go back into your green and put some green moss in there, whatever you want to do. More detail, more time, smaller brushes, less detail, not nearly as worried about what we're doing here, just throwing it in there. So if you're trying to create paintings quickly versus more detail, this is what that's going to look like for you. So I hope this is giving you a little bit of an idea of how I'm doing my process and what I'm using brushes wise, technique wise, where I'm trying to get more detail out of something, or if I'm not concerned about it and I'm just trying to do a project quickly, maybe that's giving you some ideas and some technique that you can apply on your own paintings. Until next time, happy painting, everybody.